I doubt I'll ever come back to Castleguard River cabin number 1.
Bit of a sad moment though. I don't think I'll ever come down this trail again.
Now this is what I call being in the middle of nowhere. Whoops, sorry. Trying to find the trail. There's gotta be a trail somewhere around here.
Woo! So Marty, what one trail or one objective has eluded you through your many years of hiking these mountains?
This is most definitely the trail. Alright, we'll make it to Castleguard now. Lead the way, Tika.
How did that get on your radar?
My favorite book for trails is the Canadian Rockies Trail Guide, and basically I hiked every trail along the Icefields Parkway, and I was just looking at the book one day and I see this Alexandra Castleguard hike. I'm like, okay, I haven't been there.
I've gone through the whole guidebook and I've pretty much hiked everything in the national parks. I've done everything that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 12 days in the national park. North boundary, south boundary, done them all. Open a book, find a couple of places I still haven't done. Then I find this idea called Castelguard Meadows.
It was nondescript, so I thought, let's try it. And I did 2 days. It was with Tika, or it was a 5-day trip, but by day 2 or 3 I got stumped. I couldn't figure out where the trail was.
I have no idea what happened to the trail. I lost it. It's somewhere, it's either above that creek on that hill, which I tried a couple of times, or it's somewhere over by that valley.
You know, this was about 6 years ago. No Cal Topo in those days, nothing like that. And so just went and couldn't get to it and came back.
It wasn't a loss. I mean, I got out here, spent 4 days, can say I've been here, got some solitude, so it's what it's all about.
And about 2 years later, I remember I had a fight with Karen in July, and I decided, screw it, I'm going hiking, and I thought I'll go try Castleguard again. I haven't been to Castleguard Meadows ever. I've tried a few times, and there's always been too much snow or I've lost a trail. So this time I have, well, I'm going later in the season, and I have a GPS that I put down some waypoints, and I brought a map. That time I was solo, and it was miserable. It was raining.
I'm in my tent. It's 7 o'clock. I got some dry clothes, but I got a chill in my body, and I can't make a fire outside. So it's not very comfortable right now. I'm not happy. I'm actually quite pissed off, but that's okay.
And I got closer, but I was bushwhacking, and I was on, you know, I had a GPS track, or not a track, but a Cal Topo map. I'm curious because last time I came here, I crossed somewhere over there, but I didn't get to Castleguard Meadows, but I think the meadows are literally straight up ahead, so I crossed where I shouldn't have. So, and I was probably within 2 kilometers of Castleguard, but I was just bushwhacking, and I thought, I'm breaking my own rule. If I get hurt here, they won't even know where to look for me. I'm not gonna make things worse. I'm not gonna go back and try and screw around with a pack on my back, because that's what's exhausting when you're hiking with a 30-pound pack trying to find a trail. You can't find it. So I'm done. It's unfortunate, but it's the logical thing to do. I'm just gonna head back. So I turned around again. So 2 solid attempts to get there, and it's eluded me both times. And I know since then lots of people have been there. I do want to see Castleguard, but I'll get it on the internet and I'll look for friends.
You're gonna do a 3rd attempt, are you not?
Yeah, you and me are going to try and do it in winter.
Yeah.
And I've thought of doing it in winter many times, and I've had people advise against it, but I think we're well prepared, so we can try it in winter. But if I fail to do it in winter, I'm going to be heartbroken. Bit of a sad moment, though. I don't think I'll ever come down this trail again.
Are we deciding to do it in winter just to up the ante, to make it because other people have been there through Saskatchewan Glacier and
No,
up the Castleguard?
no. I mean, I could do it any time, but because you're moving and we might not hike as much together. But I think if we do it this winter, it's pretty much icing on the cake.
Legendary status at that
Not
point.
legendary, but
I would put you in legendary status, Marty.
well, both of us. Well, three of us, because Jeff is going to join us.
Yeah, we've invited the panda.
I know.
I think Jeff's happy.
I'm happy. I'm very happy.
All right, so a little saving grace. Everybody that I know that's been to Castleguard has done it as a team. Nobody's done it solo that I know of.
Correct. So should I stay home and let you hit this legendary status alone?
No.
All right. I'm pretty excited about this trip, Marty. I think yesterday showed us that, you know, it is possible with some heart and determination. We were able to bushwhack our way to Lake Margaret without a trail. So I think with Jeff, the three of us can help motivate each other. This video is just as much about three friends on an adventure trying to push the boundaries of what they've tried to create in the last year, as well as one man's journey of determination and willingness to continue to put himself out there for his viewers and for his friends like us. Really excited about this journey with Marty. I'm pumped that Jeff has decided to join us, and I can't wait to see what this trail offers. I know that it's going to be hard, it's going to be cold, and there's going to be some long nights, but I'm also excited about the conversations that we're going to have and the camaraderie of pushing each other to the goal.
All right, what a great introduction by Chef Evan. I mean, the man is so creative. And in case you didn't figure it out, you know, Evan did that introduction because earlier this year we were going to go to Castelguard Meadows in the winter, and we got turned around because of an equipment malfunction, and we modified the trip. So that introduction was sitting on his shelf, you know, and now this past weekend or a couple of weeks ago, I went to Castleguard, finally reached Castelguard Meadows, and I asked Evan if he'd kindly let me use that intro, kind of like a preface to a book kind of thing. So thank you, Evan, for that amazing introduction. And so Evan couldn't come on this trip, and I really wish he could have. But the circumstances are this. Castelguard Meadows, that whole Alexandra Valley area is scheduled for a controlled burn. Last year I had a permit to go there in September, and the permit got pulled at the very last minute because the government attempted a controlled burn. There hasn't been a burn in that area in hundreds of years, and they want to burn down the forest to promote new growth and try to turn it into a grizzly habitat. They had a burn last year. It was unsuccessful. As you'll see in the video, and the burn is still scheduled for this year. So if anybody is contemplating going to Castelguard Meadows, now's the time. And I knew that my opportunity to go to Castelguard Meadows was pretty limited. Basically, I could only go at the end of the month of June this year. This month, July, I have a ton of commitments. Same with August and September. So my window of opportunity to go to Castelguard Meadows was very, very small. I reached out to a bunch of friends. You can see from the introduction that my attempts to get there in the past were always solo. The rivers are dangerous. It's a very tough area. It's an abandoned trail, and because it's an abandoned trail, it's not maintained and is dangerous. And I've always attempted to go solo. I always sort of knew where the meadows were, but I was always turned around by bushwhacking solo, which is dangerous or too much snow. So this year I put together a cast of misfits. I asked Evan. Evan couldn't come. Evan's been busy. He moved to Penticton with his beautiful wife Amanda. Evan is now the executive chef at Hillside Wineries at their bistro, and he's, you know, summer is in full swing. So Evan understands. I wish he could have been there, but he wasn't. But the cast of misfit is my buddy Jeff, James, aka Wally, and then another James Thaves, and Carlin Dukeson, the winner of the contest. So Carlin came along with us. So we did the 60 kilometers there and the 60 kilometers back. Finally got to the meadows. To be honest, it's a little bit anticlimactic. The meadows are gorgeous, but in my definition, they are a high work to low reward ratio kind of place. You know, it's 60 kilometers there and back to get. They're worth exploring, don't get me wrong. I think honestly, if I'd reached the meadows back in 2015, the first time I attempted it, I probably never would have gone back. But it became a weird obsession of mine over the years to reach the meadows. So I'm so glad I finally got to the meadows with this crew of amazing people. So enjoy this video, folks. It's going to be a multi-part because all of us took some footage.
Yeah, we're back at it again. So now it's June 24th. In French, it's Saint-Jean-Baptiste, des Fêtes des Québécois. So, alors, joyeux Saint-Jean-Baptiste à tous mes amis du Québec. So Jeff and I are on our way to the Alexandra trailhead. We're meeting with Carlin and the two James, and we're going to do my third official attempt at reaching Castelguard Meadows. I'm pretty confident this time with a group instead of going solo that if we have to do a little bushwhacking, we'll be successful.
Third time lucky.
Yeah, third time lucky. Is there such an expression?
Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm? Oh, please, let's hope so.
My concern is that I froze this overnight and it needs to be defrosted by the morning. So...
For tomorrow?
No, for tonight. So I'm gonna leave this as exposed as possible.
We're gonna have the mother of all fire pits tonight.
Good.
What is that? What are you doing?
Well, I was grocery shopping, picked up a couple extra things for the trailhead. So we have a creamed herb goat cheese with prosciutto on a piece of bread from Saskatchewan Crossing. So each one of this entire loaf of bread was $10. So this is the order of the night that we're gonna be having dinner. So first night is gonna be our fajitas. Second night's the pad thai. There's also the fajita packages there. And then we have the pork belly with the quinoa. And then here's our meat. So we have our pork belly in the back and our fajita and our steak for the fajitas in the front.
And then it's important that we all know where we're going. So we're going to Castelguard Meadows. I have a rough plan in mind, but we don't have to follow it exactly. But my plan was to do 20 kilometers to where the trail finally starts to climb. So today is 20 kilometers along the flats. I have an idea of where we would stop at the end, and then tomorrow is a 10-kilometer day to get to the meadow. And then on the way back, we'll do 20 on the way back. We'll stop halfway where we're going to go past. But anything could change depending on the hike. And then we each hike our own pace. I got no problem with guys going ahead, but we set rules like that. So if we stop and two guys wanted to go ahead, in this case, because I know the area so well, if I could almost tell you, if somebody said we're going ahead to Terrace Creek, go ahead and go to Terrace Creek. But if 3 hours later we're not there, well, maybe come look for us. But I think this group will probably end up staying together. I'm not repeating the speech.
Marty, James.
I'm the only one not filming.
Carlin. James again.
It's out of the bag. We're trying to get to Castleguard.
And on our way.
All right, the secret's out of the bag. We're trying to get to Castleguard Meadows for my third attempt.
Really excited about this one. Castleguard Meadows. Technically attempt number 3. The first time they were doing a burn, so we weren't allowed to go even though we had permits. Second time, Evan, Marty, and I tried to cross over there, across the flats. Way too much snow, even with snowshoes. So this time around, third time's a charm, third time lucky. And away we go, and joined by the other two, James and Carlin. It's going to be a great trip. Slowly but surely we're dropping down into the valley here, and river's getting louder. Humidity's going up, and there's also a cool breeze popping out once in a while. So get off this boring trail, which started as a fire road, and we'll get into some beautiful scenery here in a bit. Oh, we've been following big poops and little poops as well, so that's mama and cub.
fun to discover it's rotten. The reason we can't have fire there is if we find a campsite. I think there is legally, it's like citrus. There'll be a mark. Is that a moose? No.
Oh, it's like a.
Well, it could have been. It's.
I don't know.
Perfect break.
There's a.
If it was a willow, I understand they do that. They'll snap
Yeah.
the willow
Yeah.
and bring it down to their level to get the leaves off. But it could be a pine needle.
2 kilometers in or something like that. Getting back to the river. Sort of see through the trees over there. So far, spectacular views of everyone's backpacks. Open up a little bit here. Gonna take a little bit of a break.
Everybody got some water or everything?
Oh, yeah.
Is he gets up and he can barely see me, but he can't smell me. And if he can't smell you, he's like, no, I'm gonna go all the way around,
find the wind.
and I'm gonna go downwind and then downwind. Yeah, I'm not interested. And then he moved on.
I would have had trouble sleeping that night.
Our first view.
How's the hike, James? Nice. We have arrived at the Alexandra River, walking 7 kilometers in the trees to where it breaks out with some gorgeous views. And then I believe it's another 13 kilometers or so to a warden's cabin where we're spending the night. Hiking today with a group of 5 again. We got Marty, we got Jeff, we got James the second, and we got Carlin here as well. Of course, he could be James the first. I don't know, doesn't really matter. James the second one on this hike. And yeah, it's a 3-night hike, 4 days. First night at the warden's cabin, second night up at Castleguard Meadows, weeks before the prescribed burn that's going to burn through there and change the landscape to a different landscape. Dramatic voice. And then another, on the way back, Marty has another spot picked out for us, and then easy day out on day 4.
Backside up to Signal Hill. The first 10 miles of the Friday.
We're 10 kilometers in, 2 kilometers away from the one significant ford we're going to have to do. Apparently, it could be exciting. We may get to do a daisy chain and get ourselves across the creek there. So about halfway through the hike total, but the most exciting part is yet to come.
What'd I tell you?
So,
Wow.
so the trail, I've never, like we could, at the right moment, we can skip one of these channels and go right down this flat. But what I tend to do is I stick to this side and then we'll jump across. But we need to go right down the middle of that thing.
This is beautiful. Alexandra River, Alexandra Glacier, just right in the center there. Probably can't see it in the camera.
Lower, a little bit lower. There you go. You're clear. A little bit lower. Yeah, you're good.
Oh, that's my privacy screen on the side of my deck. Yeah, I built it like that. Yeah. Yeah, I have no one. I have a garage in my back. No one in the back sees in. I have a huge apple tree on the west side. No one sees in.
You get apples?
Yeah.
Yeah. Edible or not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, we went across that bigger log. If you're good on that one, you're good. Yeah.
So we jumped across a small portion of the river and now we're directly in the middle. So there's river there and river that side. And we should be in Terrace shortly.
Somebody's been here this year, eh?
Yep. Okay, well we got to Terrace Creek. Oh, there's a fire here. And we need to cross that at some point. And it's really high. And quick. So this is going to be fun.
So we've arrived at the creek that we're a little concerned about crossing. And yeah, that's some pretty decent flow. You can't see the bottom for a good 12 feet at least. So who knows how deep that is. But we'll test it out, find a good spot somewhere close. So we're gonna look at what could have been our breakfast. It is now 12 live birds. It's a trapper's or an outfitter's cabin here. It's probably an old bathroom right there. Horse areas, corrals. I wonder if anyone lives in here. Oh my God! That's a decent table. Is that an old... Oh, someone just hung out in here.
Right, check out these little guys. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Jeff?
Yeah.
So I was joking that we could have some fresh eggs, but look at the little, they're all in the corners everywhere. Poor little guys, scared shit.
Alrighty, so we got 2 arms to cross here. The first one's pretty reasonable. This one is quite significant. I think it's gonna hit my waist, so that's going above Jeff and Marty's waist for sure. So we're probably in a daisy chain. I may have to hold the center for a little bit to see how it goes.
Ooh, that's chilly.
Me and James got across. Marty's just making it now. Do we want to throw Carlin some poles?
Oh fuck, I gotta get my shoes off.
I know, right?
Holy intensity. Oh, my feet are hurting.
Oh, the boys have started already.
100% the right call. All right, so we came to the end of the channel, or the island we had in between there, and we can sort of see the base here, so we're walking this way. Just the shortest, it's not the highest on him, but I don't think it's going to hit his waist quite. It got up to my mid-thighs.
Oh, the feet. Woo! Woo! Holy.
Well, in 3 days' time, we're gonna have to cross this again, but it should be easier. Hopefully lower, but it's supposed to be really nice, really hot, so I don't think it's gonna be lower. But that was a rush. Hey, crossing a river like that's no joke. Whew. My toes are in pain. Ooh, just cold.
All right, we've reached our afternoon lunch spot. The trail crew came in ahead of us and set up our bench for us. Our food should be here soon. We'll just wait. So we're just leaving the campground by Terrace Creek. One of the old school signs.
.5:45, and the midday, late afternoon sun is just beaming on us and hot. We're so close to summer solstice, longest day of the year.
About 5:30. 2 kilometers away from the campsite.
Okay, we're coming up on river crossing number 2 for the day. Ooh. Ooh.
That is pretty decent. It's a weird thing when I go hiking. In life, you can often find shortcuts in doing things or more efficient ways of doing things. You can do that while you're hiking too. But sometimes it's just a matter of sitting down, pulling off your wet boots, pulling off your wet socks, putting on your shoes, and throwing your bag back on like Jeff and Carlin are doing, and walking across this river. There's no shortcuts. You just gotta do it. Alrighty, it's about 10 to 7. We've pretty much arrived, just sort of picking where we want to set up here. Oh, I think we found the spot.
Oh, look at all that wood.
Perfect.
Is this it?
Well, it's something.
Here are, folks. Time 8 hours 9 minutes 22.67 kilometers including breaks.
All right, James is doing the cowboy camping. I got my tent. Jeff has his, and Carlin and James have theirs over there. River, look at the views. If a bear decides to come visit, we'll see him. And our camp is looking pretty awesome. There was so much bear evidence on the trail. We were seeing really fresh scat. Like, you can tell in the fall the scat is full of berries, especially buffalo berries, and when they crap it's almost red. And then they go into hibernation and then they don't eat, and when they first come out of hibernation their first poops are usually fibrous, lots of grass, because the last thing they eat before going into hibernation is grass to kind of plug themselves up. And now they're foraging and they're eating grass, so their scat is black, like pure black, not a lot of nutrient in it. And we saw some very fresh scat.
Our resident crazy man, this is how he's sleeping. That's it. If it rains, he's gonna have a tarp beside him and he'll just cover up. We're all set up and James is cooking dinner. He's got steak fajitas.
Just sitting here watching this extraordinary event of cooking over the fire and the outdoors.
You know what? Thanks for a little bit of cumin.
All good for the heart.
New friends.
Yeah, new friends. Damn, he doesn't spill one.
You know, and the funny, you know, you learn out of this. I teach all my cooks on Wednesday. I like give them a pan of ice and like go stand outside and put the ice.
Okay, so it goes from this to this.
Carlin, how was the photography?
Very good.
Wonderful. Here's dinner.
Your food is so good. I know it's counterintuitive, but this is the worst time to eat. The light is.
Oh,
no, it's amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome,
so
buddy.
Good.
Great about tonight as well.
It's
Like,
killer too, because I feel kind of bad, but thank
We
you.
thought you were on the other side of the creek.
No. I was chasing light. I was losing. I got a couple good pictures.
Reaction video.
That's so good. I was so hungry, and this is amazing. So it's 10:30 at night, and it's still as light as possible. These guys are doing the dishes. I'm finding a nice spot to chill. I found it.